do a 180 on you. So good morning. You got any friends out there that share this line of thinking, or you agree with what I have to say for the most part? Tag your friends, share this feed, what I'm going to go over. Change your eyes. Nothing you can really do about it. It's not ego talking. It's just a perception of knowledge and understanding that comes from within. This work I do has been my whole life. It's been a part of who I am. My title, my purpose, my program. Everybody has a gift in some way, shape, or form, and it's part of your life's experience to figure out what your gifts are. It's just part of the journey. You figure out those things as you go. You can't be taught them in a classroom, and they're surely not going to show you, because the things I understand aren't the same way that you understand. And there's a lot of reasons why for that. This is going to be a long video, unless Facebook yanks me, which I half expect they will. I would not be surprised. I would suggest that you save a copy of this after it's done. Show your family, your friends. There's nothing hateful, religious, or egoful in this video. People's understanding of words is not correct in a lot of ways. Plugged into the internet. It's trying to cut me, but I'm hardwired in. They're already trying to fuck with me. I haven't even started yet. Look at that. As soon as I said it, I just speak it. I don't care. They're going to try to cut me. They don't want my words to be heard. They don't want me to be heard. I already know this, but I do it anyway. You can't stop it. It's already been spoken. This ain't the first time I've done it. It's still reverberating around on the plane of existence that we walk on. Who else do I need to tag on this? Oh, can't forget the Michael brothers there. Michael. There you are. So through this video, I'm going to show you the universe using common sense, logic, and your senses. And an understanding of sound I'm going to show you, and symbols. These are things you're not taught. They don't want you to understand these things. These are the things they use to bend and shape your mind. They don't want you to understand how that's being done. It's part of the issue. You also got to understand that this thing has been going on a very long time. It didn't happen yesterday, 10 years ago, 50 years ago. It's a long-term game. It's been being played for a very, very long time. Very long time. It would have to have a great amount of understanding to recognize what is being done to you. You'd have to understand the past. And the past isn't taught correctly. The past has been manipulated because of religious interpretations, political interpretations, ego. Education is therefore ego. some logical questions to ask just to prove that it's twisted. Which two history books will tell you the same version of history? And it's just an understanding. You just keep looking around. The printing presses are controlled. There's 4 of them. There's 4 major printing texts, and they control the printing and editing and the textbooks. You know, they control what's being printed into the textbooks and being shown to the next generation. It's a long-term game. And it's a long-term game with a slow de-evolution. A long-term game with a slow de-evolution of human. Even the word human is being twisted on you. When you look at the word hue, man, you hear there's 2 syllables. Look at the spell on them, and look at how it's spelled. And look at it backwards, man hue. How about that? Well, hue means a spectrum or frequency shade of light. Hue. That's light. The sound, that's saying light. Hue man, light man. You are a light vessel. And light is consciousness. Hue of man. Of man. That means there's only one whole. Of, part of something. Hue of man. So even in that word, your understanding of what you are, and the definition of self, and what you think you are, has already been twisted on you. Then you think about the word person, or people. Those words are definitions of corporations and entities, not living consciousness, a lesser state, a vassal, something that's empty and void of intelligence, a beast of the earth, no consciousness, an empty container. That's what a people, a person, or a corporation is. And any entity can operate any corporation, vessel, or ship. That means that your body is a corporation that has no owner, and they are the ward of it, and they are operating under its name. Vessel or ship, corporation. The day you were born, your mother registered you as a corporation, a vassal, a ship. You have citizenship, and you're living in a municipal ship. You're living on a ship. You're not living under constitutional law, common law, law of the land. You're living under admiralty law, pirate law, commerce and trading by the way of this meta-sea, metaphysical sea, ocean, water. You're being operated and owned by admiralty law. British Admiralty Law, BAL, British Admiral's Law. Bail. Let that sink in for a second. The United States is a corporation that is owned and operated under the British Admiralty Law, bail law. It is not a constitutional state. It hasn't been since 1861. Didn't happen yesterday. So the United States is operating as a corporation that is owned by many peoples. And you go back in history a little bit, during the 30s, 20s, you look at the Federal Reserve Act of 1913 and understand how that played out. Our money is owned and operated by 5 private families. 5 private families own and operate the Federal Reserve Bank. It is not a part of our government. The people have no district, ownership, or say in the printing of our money. 1789, Nathaniel Rothschild said, "I don't care who passes the laws on a nation as long as I control the printing of a nation's money." Through commerce and trading, buying and selling, money controls and dictates the value of everything. Nothing is not affected by money. Your time, your self-worth, your energy is traded. You bartered with it. You traded it for a paycheck, physical, tangible money that you had in your hand. And the television makes you feel some kind of way. Your education's been controlled for so long by foreign investors and foreign corporations, sponsored by George Soros and company. No two people see the same view. In 1984, the CIA said, "Our disinformation program will be complete when nobody believes anything." Socrates says if a man doesn't believe in anything, he'll fall for everything. If you don't have an inner understanding and a belief system for yourself, you will fall for everything. You will be deceived by everything. Under nihilism, they believe that the bigger the lie, the easier it is to believe, because the truth will seem so far radical compared to the lie that you're living in. They also believe that if you tell the lie enough, it will become the truth. These are operating Miranda's methods. This is how they operate. This is how they think internally. So you tell a lie enough, it becomes the truth to deceive. You see what's going on here? Also, under this form of thinking, they understand to destroy a country, you must attack its foundation, and the foundation is the family home. And you pit each other against each other. Mother against mother, daughter, sister, brother against brother, father, turn everybody on each other, neighbor against neighbor. So people are naturally competing with each other instead of loving and knowing their neighbor. Do you know who your neighbors are? Do you even know their names? This is the exact opposite of what Christ said. Our worlds have become material and about manifesting and profiting and about money. Money controls everything. You can't grow your own food. You have no independence from government and federally printed money that is owned by 5 private families. The Morgans, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts. They've owned this country since the 30s. You think this happened yesterday? It didn't. There hasn't only been birth certificates on this nation for only 80 years. There was no printable money before. You're not being taught these things because you're insured for a massive amount of money. And they navigate these corporations assuming your identity and your name. Lawyers are there to professionally lie. The lawyers, liars. That's why the sounds are the same. They're there to professionally make sure that your voice and your rights are not being heard by the bar. That's what bar is all about. BAR stands for British Admiralty Regent, and the Bar Association is a monopoly, an international criminal organization that owns and navigates all nations' courts. It is not a trade profession to practice law. It is your inherent right. You don't need to go to school and to be approved by a government entity or a corporation. It's your natural right to speak. The word religion scares the shit out of most everybody I know. And that's because they don't know what it means. So I tell people all the time to get a dictionary. I make fun of them because they don't understand what words mean. I have a dictionary. I'm not being mocking. I'm being a silly reverse psychologist here. Get a dictionary, you're being stupid. There's over 30,000 words in the English language, and the average person knows less than 800 of them. You know enough words to express basic needs, cash a paycheck, procreate, and repeat the process. And you're dumped into this thing, not being shown anything properly. When you start looking at everything, you see everything has a number value, numbers associations. Everything has a number value, or a number can be attached to it to express its value. And you get down into the quantum numbers and understanding of this, you see that it's just a looping pattern that goes on forever. And there's certain laws to it. And these laws can't be broken. And once you understand these laws, your mind will change automatically. There's nothing you can do about it because you're being shown something that's being spoken, a higher state of truth. Religion is nothing more than an ego. You understand it, you look around at the history of any of them, they're all defined as started by a man, a person. And even under that, that's a translation or somebody's outlook. It's a perception. It doesn't make it to be truth. It's an opinion. It's an ego. And that's one of the biggest parts of people. My feet. They're trying to cut my feet. They keep trying to break in already. It's freaking hilarious. Doesn't matter. God sees everything. Consciousness is in you. You don't go looking for it, and that's a big deception. You were born with it. It's your ignorance of education that makes it so you can't see this. And then through food and water, they genetically manipulate you so that you can't see it, making you in a chemically asleep state of mind, chemically fluorided out. These medications aren't there to help you. There's fluoride in every single pill that you take. It doesn't matter if it's a vitamin or a prescription. Fluoride is the glue that holds the pill in its form. They use fluoride to bind the pill into its form. Fluoride in all pills. And what you call a benzo, it's just fluoride. Straight dose of fluoride. Take a fluoride right to your brain. That's what blocks you in. You ever looked at the side effects to any of these medications? Are you going to the doctor because of the side effects to the medication that you're taking? Pills don't fucking cure you. They never have, and they never will. Doctors don't heal you. They don't care about you. They're there for a fucking paycheck. They're dope dealers. There's no difference between them and the fucking crackhead on the corner selling a bag of heroin. I'm sorry. They're both murderers. One's legal, one ain't. One's got a special status in society, and one don't. But they're both controlled by the same organization in the middle. There's no difference. There's no difference. Morally speaking, there's no difference. One just thinks they're better than the other. Ego. Every medicine that you need for your body can be found in the earth or in a tea. You don't need a pill for anything. And then it's an understanding. You know how many people are on anxiety medication, antidepressants? You ever listen to the side effects for those things? May cause suicidal tendencies. Does that really sound like it's going to help you with your sadness? This pill may cause suicidal tendencies. That's in the side effects. Does that help you? Does that sound like they're there to help you in any kind of way? It's right on the warning label. Any one of the medications you're taking ain't doing a fucking good thing for you. So before we start going in this, I want you to think about a few things. The people that taught you used to be you. They were sitting in the same chair where you received your education. That's been altered, doctored, and diluted down over hundreds of years. People that taught you used to be you. And this trend has gone on for a long time. And there's nothing new under the sun. Everything's already been done. There's no invention. There's only controlled information, what's allowed and what isn't allowed, what's cool and what's not cool. The Smithsonian is not a place of discovery to show people the world history. That's what it appears to be, but it is not. It is a disclosure, a concealer, a hider of fact. Anything that contradicts the system of science that we're being schooled on with a K in school, CH or a K. One means one thing, one means another, but they both sound the same. Anything that contradicts the popular education is destroyed, concealed, or housed away from the public view. You need to understand these things. So that proposes a question right here. When have you ever heard the truth? When have you ever heard it? It's an honest question. Keep it in your mind as you go through what I'm going to show you. Your heart will tell you everything you need to know. So no two history books are showing you the same story. The teachers used to be you. When has anybody ever been truthful to you? Your leaders, your pastors, your preachers, your educators. You make a false assumption by putting a trust in a system that was designed to deceive you and control and own and operate you. You created a trust with the corporation that is the United States. They're supposed to be there to protect your interests and benefits. Well, secretly, they're trying to take away and strip your rights and disclose and disarm you so they can enslave you. They create fearful problems. They create fearful problems to create fearful solutions so they can control the future and geopolitically engineer the masses into their fearful form of thinking. That's why every terrorist attack in this nation's history is on our money. In a pictograph picture, you will find pixelated images of every terrorist attack that's ever happened on this country. You will find it on the money. And it was printed on the money before it happened. So logic should tell you that whoever prints the money, they're the ones who planned, devised, orchestrated the attacks on this nation to increase military spending budgets, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever they're doing with that dark money. I don't want to know. It doesn't matter. I'm just showing you. Logic dictates that, hey, whoever's printing the money, they're the bad guys. It's right there on the money. They're showing you. They're printing the money. They're putting these terrorist attacks on the money and then distributing it, free advertising. All the dumb sheep handle the money, they go and spend it. And they're off in corners getting their rocks off because you're handling their secret plans and what they're going to do to the masses, and silence is consent. No one says nothing and it's okay. This is how they work. They also work on the entitlement option of controlling women. Controlling women is key to their orchestra. And how they do this is through women's rights organization. It's about battle of sexes, making women feel like they're entitled to more. I'm not saying they're entitled to less either, but I'm telling you to fucking listen. Me. They're trying to keep women are responsible for the education of the children. Generation to generation, the mother controls the education. It has been that way for hundreds of thousands of years. But through this method, by gaining control of women, they gain control of the children through education. Because now the women have given up their role as educator of the child. Now the state is educating the next generation. No longer is the mother educating the children. So I personally find it ironic that women are angry at men at the way things are today when they're directly responsible for the education of men today. So if they don't like how they are, they shouldn't be teaching them to be the way they are. See what I'm showing you here? A majority of women are in government employment. I'm not saying that's not wrong, but I'm saying go look at it. It's like 1 to 10. One guy, 2 guys to every 10 women working for the state or the federal government, child protective services, caseworkers, civil, all that crap. All that crap. Majority women. It's done by design so that they could gain control of the education of the children of the next generation and de-evolve the education continually eradicate education until everybody is a stupid, de-evolved, wallowing pig in their own self-pity, negative cesspool of shit. And they like it. And they love it. And they want more of it. That's their goal. So they do that to you by making you always have to feel a positive or a negative. Okay? It doesn't matter. It's about motion and current, energy, time, transportation, traveling. By making you feel you're committing to action. And that's time, transportation, and moving around. You're making decisions and you're committing physical action based on your feelings, positive or negative. It doesn't matter. You're moving. You're committing action. It doesn't matter. So they make you feel. It doesn't matter what way they make you feel. they're making you feel on their terms, inside their way of thinking. It's been forced on you your whole life, your parents' whole life, your grandparents, on and on and on and on and on. You're just the current version sitting in the chair of your past self. You are your ancestors. You are them now. They are you today. And tomorrow, that'll be you too. It's always you. It never wasn't you. You're just a more de-evolved state of what you used to be. So now I'm going to go through a few things. I'm going to show some art. I have a serious stack of stuff right here. It's going to blow your mind. I'm going to read you some laws. I'm going to go through some questions, go through some of these formats. And by seeing it, you're just going to understand a lot of it. You really don't need me for much. Just a presentation of fact. No one's put it together like this before. No one's had this view, this interpretation, this understanding. Under the law of three, the alchemical, electrical states, nothing is not in one of three states of being. By being, they mean solid, liquid, or gas, three states of being. Positive, negative, and neutral, three states of being. Even in a line, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, three states. When you have red thinking and you have blue thinking, then you have a sound mind with purple, three states. In a form of measurement, you have three states of measure. You have alkaline, base, and acidic. Three phases to an atom: proton, neutron, and electron. Three states to the reality that we're existing in: plant, animal, or mineral. Three states to gases: hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Black, white, and gray, three states. Nothing is not in three states of things. The magnificence of the universe can be found in the understanding of 3, 6, and 9. Nikola Tesla. When you understand that everything's in three state, then the closer you look at things, the less physical they are, and the more movement you begin to see. There's many words causing a state of confusion among people. And when we talk about sound and understanding of things, what I like to show people is word simulations that mean the same thing. With a new understanding of words, it gives their mind a broader understanding of things. So when it comes to a plane 8 and a flat earth, the way we look at it and perceive it, that seems ridiculous. And then that's the whole point of how they present it. It's why they do it the way it's being done. So it seems ridiculous. So some word assimilations for people that are new to flat earth and this consciousness thing. Magnetism equals a vibrational state. Resonation, density, and current are all definitions of energy. Centrifugal force, the 0 point, a vortex of waters. Pythagorean theory, the law of 369, the colors of intention, the emerald tablets of thought, the realms of understanding. atomic matter, ether, water, spirit, qigong, tai chi, consciousness, qigong, wing chun. All those words are describing exactly the same thing. An understanding of motion, the current, electricity in the universe, the movement of it. And through these understandings that you come to understand that you are nothing more than the physical expression of the complete image in the physical world to the atomic world. The smallest of things is reflected in you, and you are a reflection of the whole. What is inside of you is outside of you. You're walking on it, and you're in it. Everything is a vibrational state of water, in one of three states: liquid, gas, or solid. Soil is nothing more than water that has resonated and already gone by, and energy turning over onto itself to the center point, which is centrifugal force. There is no gravity. There's only magnetism and laws of attraction in an electric universe. Therefore, because of this understanding, you should also understand that consciousness is outside of you as well as inside of you. Consciousness is an understanding on a molecular state. It doesn't need a vessel. Consciousness is aware of being watched. And this is proven through a double split experiment that was done several years ago. I will attach a link to that experiment in this video when I am done. Through Jerome's understanding, Thoth says when you count by threes, you will really truly understand the fractal state of everything. So when you literally count by threes, and you reduce and add until there's only one number position left, you will see that there's nothing but a fractal state of a 3, of a 6, or a 9 nature. There is no zero. Zero was an invention of bankers for debt purposes only. It doesn't exist in the natural law and the order. It's a man-made invention. And quite literally, when you start looking through this, this applies to everything, these 3 states. Even your letters. Your letters apply to 3 states. Your letters of intention to create the spells that you write and speak. The letter literally has a color of intention. And all the letters that come out of your mouth, they create a frequency of value that you spoke into existence. You spoke Adam to be, because atomic matter is just a moving state of vibration. Every word that you speak, every letter that you write, it creates your aura, your frequency. Beware of the sounds and words you're speaking and spelling, writing, casting, authoring into existence. You're creating the vibrational field that is your illusion. You're feeling it into existence. Manifest. Laws of attraction, 50 Shades of Grey. They're half selling you the truth. They're only telling you a part of it for a profit. So I started figuring out was a color code and how every number has a color, and you start seeing that you can't learn numbers on a line. It can't be done. It reduces the value of your thinking and what you can understand. Your mind has been restricted through dogma and indoctrination and government propaganda, brainwashing, mind washing your mind to believe a radical lie And then when somebody fucking shows you the truth, you think the truth is radical. And you won't want to go believe it because it's really out there. You start understanding pairing, fractal pairing and counting, fractal pairing and counting. By pairing numbers, you can find a pairing order in all numbers, 1 through 9. Look at that. 9 is always 9 under the law. Pairing of numbers. When you add them back to their singular state, 55 is 1. On and on and on. 1, 2, 3, in order. And then you decide a number grouping system. And literally it's because of sums, sum 3, 6, and 9. So blue. And then those sums, those groupings, actually wind up being scalar sound waves. Those are your scalar sound waves in your bar of sound, frequency, hertz. Those are your hertz levels. Blue sound, yellow sound, red sound. 3 states of sound. Blue, yellow, red. The lowest and the highest blue and yellow sound. See? So that's the highest state of blue, and then the lowest state. Lowest state of yellow, highest state of yellow. But see, it's just the numbers are turning. They're in action. They're in motion. It's current. You see the movement. So now you understand that blue is 3, yellow is 6, red is 9. 3 states of sound. There's only one whole sound. And this is perfect. It's synchronistic all the way around. There's not a damn fucking thing you can do about it. It just is. That's why I said in the beginning of this video, there's nothing you can do about this. It just is. This is the highest truth. There's nothing you can change about what I'm showing you. There's nothing you can contradict about what I'm telling you. I had to write this all. I wrote this whole code. No one ever presented this before, except my own work of 30 years. So I showed you states of sound, blue, red, and yellow. I'm going to even get you better. I'm going to show you the high state and low state separations. High state, low state, and mid state of every sound. And the degrees of separation between each one. The difference between high, low, and mid-range is the same all the way around. From each pitch, layer, and level of sound, the shift is 1, 1, 1. So this is my chart demonstrating high sound, mid sound, and low sound. High state, blue, high, mid, low. See how I broke it down? Put the mid, highs, and lows together. Watch what's really amazing. The difference between each color code and the state of it. So this is the high state of red, high state of yellow, high state of blue. The separation between the blue and the yellow is 111. The difference between 741 and 852. And then the separation from yellow to red, 111. All the way around. Mid sound, same thing. Low sound, same thing. Perfect degree of separation, 111. 111. Also realize that you can come to that number by multiplying 37 times 3, 111. Seems like an odd answer to a math problem. There it is, 37 times 3, 111. So I showed you there's a sound shift paradigm between each color and the high, low, and mid state. Everything's in 3 states: red state, blue state, yellow state. I'm showing you separation in the sound and the waves that your eyes translate. And past that, everything is religion, ego, education, and how you decide it is. How you choose it to be. How you feel. How you judge it to be so. How you judge it. You don't have to feel any kind of way. That's a choice too. House is burning. You could freak, or you sit in a chair and watch it burn. That's a choice too. You don't have to feel any kind of way about anything. When you feel, you're causing action, and you're judging, and you're defining things. And none of that is Christian at all. It's not Christian. It's satanic. The next diagram I'm going to show you is understanding that there's a duality to everything. Opposition. It's always opposition, even in sound. So you have good sound, positive, or negative sound, and they meet in a point in the middle, which is the neutral point. So positive sound and negative sound opposition, they meet at a point in the middle. That's what we're walking on. This key I worked out is going to show you that. This is a sound key of my own creation. So to the left, you have a state of sound that's red, blue, or yellow sound, primary states. The next shift halfway in between, when you go to color, is orange, green, and purple. Those are the 3 colors that are created first out of those 3. Then you get different shades. Shading comes from vibrations, mix of red, blue, and yellow. There's only 3 colors. Everything's just a mix of those 3. It's how we're given a perception. We don't understand things correctly. Not even color. Nothing. So by showing you what I did earlier with the color numbers, this chart is set up in actual frequency orders. On one side, you start with the high and go down to the low. Whoop. Working in the mirror is kind of freaky. Okay? And then the low to the high. To crisscross. Think crisscross. Okay? So if you take the highest sound to the lowest sound wave, which is 963, the sum of it is 9, so it's a red sound. And the lowest pitch is 147, the sum is blue, so that's a blue sound. And you code it through this. These frequencies, the highest sound and the lowest sound, the sum of the 2 of them make and create and add up to the point center. The point center is not a point equal to or below. It's above. It's a point above all the rest. And the sum is 1,110 hertz. 111 add a 0, which really doesn't exist. So we're back to dealing with 111 again. Look at that. So you take the highest sound to the lowest sound, and the second highest sound to the second lowest sound, blah, 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 and they all add up, paired off to 1,110. That center point right there is what ties opposition together at the point in the middle. That creates the plane of existence that we're walking on. We're walking on sunshine. Think about it. Light, shining, vibrating sound waves. We're walking on a sound, light, vibration, sun shone. We're walking on water that's resonated and gone by and grew a tree and it fell down and now it's soil and we're walking on it. And then eventually it goes into the ground, turns into clay, and keeps going down, and you're extracting it for oil. There's nothing, it's just energy turning back over on itself.